Hey everyone, it's me, TheFawfulfan, once again playing WarioLand 4, and I decided for this stage, I'd change things up and let the music do most of the talking. So, here we go. So, I hope you, took the time to just listen to the music, and I really loved how this music was. I just felt that, the viewer could take some time. But anyway, so we got a goggly blade. We're going to go hit that. There we go. And let's see. And we're full heart, full gauge. Now, that random fishy thing is not beatable. Just to let you know. But they only show up in certain holes, and you can tell by the glow in the eyes. You're outside of the hole. So here's a little secret area, and I hope you could piece together what I was doing throughout most of the rest of the the LP, as in where I was going and such. And why I avoided that tutorial shoot, well, as of even today, I still have no idea how to complete it, how to do it right. So maybe I'll do a video on all the things that I missed and see how to do them, but that's for another time at least. So this is a new mode called Spring Wario. This allows you to go to great heights and achieve. This is called Bubble Wario. It may seem useless and in fact kind of annoying at times, but it does have a use. So we're just gonna let that bubble pass, get the coins, and I'm just gonna pass through. Now I believe it's this one that there's a secret passage used only by Bubble Wario, and no, it's not this one. It's the next one. And watch out for the fish monsters. There should only be two. There's only two. So I believe it's this one where you need Bubble Wario. See, you can't get past those rapids unless you're Bubble Wario, which is kind of strange, but it was done in WarioLand 2 and 3. So watch out here. That's where they like to trick you. So there's a heart. Get the goggly blade. How did I miss? Well, anyway, since my gauge is gone. There is... Oh, here's another tutorial shoot. So, what we have to do here is hit that switch and it'll put up some platforms on another area. But the trick is that the platforms right there will disappear and those will appear. So we have to do that right. I did it wrong. So I'm gonna do my best to do this right, because you gotta be quick on this one. You gotta have your timing right, you gotta aim properly, and the professor can be a pain to get. So, real quick, go down, and no, I didn't make it. And so let me just do my magic. So, I had to go off screen and get the professor guy. I don't know why, but I just love doing ground pounds. It's just my thing. So, I went the wrong way. Forgot about that. So let's get that goggly blade, because we want revenge on one of their people. So, let's go. That's right, we had to get... I forgot about the frog timer for some reason. So, what that does is stops the flow of the water, and we see this... What the heck is this thing? It's an octopus combined with a clam. There's Keezer, we got it. So, we continue our way. We gotta be careful, because it's a clam octopus with maces. I don't know. I couldn't process it when I was a kid and can't process it now. So, anyway, let's move on. I went to Fat Wario. That was not a good time to do that. It's good to do a hyper dash so you don't have to deal with that problem. Fortunately, it wears off. So, we're continuing on. And here we have little sea urchin, probably, spike balls. So, there's a monkey that'll just ruin your day. There's a rock. Be very careful. You have to weave around. So that's basically it. In the harder modes, there's going to be more of those spike balls. So I thought I might have missed something. Nah. So if you go in this room, you can actually do a super dash and get the CD. Almost forgot that coin. That's no big deal if I miss the coin or nothing, but it's just principle of Wario. So, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I don't know why. And we're out of here. With 1 minute, 31 seconds to spare. And we're doing... Alright, good. We got everything. And I believe I showed off all the secrets that I could, except for that one with that one tutorial shoot. I could never figure it out. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll try it again some other time. But for the time being, we open the next stage. There's our diamond. Beautiful. And this next stage is called Monsoon Jungle. So, let's jump on in. And here's another great place. The music's pretty good here, but just not as captivating as Mystical Lake. At least not for me. So at the start, we can see a tutorial shoot. What you gotta do here is do a super dash so you can push the rock and so you can hit the switch and hit the rock at the same time. So the rock doesn't fall into the water once you hit the switch. Oh yeah, and you can't keep it on. So we turn it off, and then there we are. So all we have to do is swim, and here we have this little crocodile little guy. You got to be really careful with this guy because you cannot defeat him in the water. You can only defeat him when on land. It's very tricky to do. I'll see if I can do it, but if not, I'll do my best, and I might have to speed this up. Got him. So anyway, that's how you defeat one of those crocodiles. It's a tricky process, but it can be done. So in harder modes, there's more crocodiles. So let's just continue our way on. Now, yeah, there's a little spike mask guy. You just do a super ground pound or do a regular ground pound because they'll be temporarily stunned, and you can actually hit them when they're just, quaking. There's actually a hidden place here. This was probably one of the first hidden areas that I discovered when I was younger. Mostly because of my older brother. But anyway. I gotta be more careful. So, careful. When you're on one of these pendulum-like platforms, they change their rate and speed if you're on or off of them. So, we're gonna get this monkey over here to feed us an apple. Probably one of the best things about WarioLand 4 compared to WarioLand 3 is that WarioLand 4 does not alternate between varying forms. Like, if you get hit by an arrow as Fat Wario, he just knocks it off. Whereas in WarioLand 3, he'd do something like, he'd become from Fat Wario to, like, Puffy Wario. And that annoys me. It's a personal problem with me, but to each his own. So, gotta be careful of this guy, get your timing right. And we got this mallet guy. So, what we gotta do is do some ground pounds, and when they get quaked, and they actually get propelled upward a little bit. So, this is an interesting little physics. It's got that interesting physics. And let's try and see if we can get him from over here. There we go. So we become Spring Wario. Much better than Spring Mario from Mario Galaxy. Look at him go. I love how he just crashes and burns at the end. So, make sure you get that cash. When you're rolling Wario, you're almost invincible. Oh, right, you gotta be rolling Wario. So, that's where the CD is located. Remember, in varying difficulties, things will be changed up. So, that's why I try to find as many secrets as possible. However, tutorial shoots will be more or less the same. So what we have here is that this guy is going to shoot us from a distance, and we move at the same rate as the arrow, so we can get that 1,000. It's a rather easy to understand. I missed it. Let's just get some rocks. It's gonna get... Alright, so... we wait for him. This is what I always do. I don't do the platforming. I just go the easy way and go Puffy Wario. Because it's some tricky platforming. So... here we have some more pendulum-like platforms, but if you go down here, you'll discover some spinies. It's actually good if you get them now, as opposed to later, because they'll show up, because on your way back, you're going to show up from that bottom left corner. You might have seen a little bit of a interesting little platform. But, so, we're just moving on. And pendulum platforms, careful of the crocodiles. Strange thing, they have scuba masks. Yes, folks, we're definitely in WarioLand. So, anyway, here's another spear mask. All you have to do is just do that twice and get some extra cash. But if you do a super ground pound, they'll just be super shocked. And there we are. Gotta be very careful when dealing with those guys. Alright, be careful because the frog is right there. We don't want to get it yet. Gotta be careful when falling. So, hit that block. And we're gonna jump on this guy, grab him. Careful with the frog again. So, we're gonna let him do his thing. And turn into Puffy Wario. And we just keep going up, keep going up. And here we have another secret area. Now, I don't know, this area has a... I don't know, I just personally like this area in particular because of how well they implement the Super Dash. So, alright. Let's see if we can nail this. So, let's see if we can get this right. There we are. It's just 1,000, but in harder difficulties, there might be a puzzle piece here. Maybe even the CD. So, now that we're done, we can go hit the frog. We got 4 minutes on the clock. We're going to need those 4 minutes because of one particular area. So, anyway, here's a little small area. And what we got to do is we see a block that looks breakable. And in reality, there's a place where there's a rock. Very important to learn. So we grab this rock. Duck jump is important. Funny story. We didn't know how to do the duck jump on my first time playing, so my brother and I were just freaking out over what to do. It was... And needless to say, we didn't make it. Our career as a Wario was over. Until we tried again. So, there's actually one more thing I want to show off. And this is applied only, but this only works only if you're doing Rolling Wario. I kind of failed it at first, but let's see if I can do this again. But, let's get this spiny. Get that last piece of the treasure. And I'm probably going to have to speed this up because I mess up a couple of times. There we go. So, here's a little secret area, and you have to be rolling Wario, so you gotta be really quick on your reflexes. So there we got that guy. This is a secret area, and you're gonna need to know it if you're in a harder difficulty. And some free cash. I'm surprised I managed to keep full heart, full gauge this whole time. And there's Keezer. We got everything. So all we have to do is do a little bit of tricky platforming. It was hard on my first few times playing this game, back when I was 8. And we're in. And 2, 3. Good. All right. We got gold. Crown. Rack up that score. So, actually what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do the boss right now. I'm actually going to move on to the next area, which is the Ruby Passage. So, let's just see this little cutscene of the little jewel. Beautiful. And we've opened up our way to the boss. So, that'll be it for now, and I hope to see you next time.